Hey guys, it's Kevin Writer for Girl Meets World, Season 2, Episode 3, Girl Meets the Secret of Life. And I have to say, this was a very good episode. Probably one of the best episodes they've done, honestly, because it was the first episode where I really felt like Lucas had more of a character here. Now, I'm not saying he didn't have a character, but for most of the show, he's kind of been Mr. Perfect, and I kind of like that they've been portraying him that way because we saw that he's not that perfect. He has actually a lot of problems, and I really like the way this episode dealt with that. But let's get into this episode. Of course, it still wasn't as good as the premiere. I think the premiere still is the best of the three, but this was definitely better than episode 2. Episode 2 just was more of a fun episode. This one had a lot more substance to it, and I like the overall message of this episode as well. I thought the end of the episode was also very fun. But let's get into this episode. Also, first episode of the season that did not have a subplot. This episode didn't have a subplot. And I thought that was actually really good that it didn't. Okay, so basically, Corey is, as usual, teaching the class, and there's this guy that basically comes, and I love the beginning, again, very, very meta, because they talk about their lives, and Farkle's like, anything going on in your life, Riley? And she's like, no. Anything going on in your life, Maya? No. And Lucas is like, I have nothing going on in my life. But then we see there's this guy, Zay, Zay is this really annoying, I have to say, he was really annoying at times, like, oh my god, so annoying. But that was the point of his character. He, we find out, is actually Lucas's old friend from Texas who he used to hang around with, and he reveals a lot of big secrets about Lucas that Riley did not know about. For example, we find out, and at first, Lucas doesn't feel it's the right time to tell Riley, and Riley starts to feel like Lucas is being very shady around her, which is understandable because he is being quite shady. I mean, what he's doing, yeah, definitely he's being shady. The sense that, you know, what we find out what happens, and I thought this was really good we found out here. Lucas did a lot of bad things. He, apparently stole some things. He, got into a lot of fights and even got expelled from his old school, which is why he transferred to New York to basically start over and get away from Zay and basically become a new person. I thought that was really well done that we saw that. And we see how different Lucas used to be because Zay is a really rude kid. He's very immature. He's not really smart. He makes all these wisecracks. I love that Maya loved Lucas when she found out that he was that kind of person. I thought that was really funny. But then Riley finds out that the whole time Corey actually knew this about Lucas, and she doesn't really know why Corey didn't tell her. And basically tells her that it's the secret of life, which this episode is really all about secrets, and when is it ready to tell secrets. And I like what she does tell him, that they agreed that because they were friends, they could tell each other everything. Lucas just didn't really want to tell her because he never really felt it was the right time. Plus, he never really felt the situation would come up, which I can totally understand why he didn't really want to tell her that. It really does add a lot to his character, and I have to say, Peyton Meyer, I think his name is Peyton Miller, whoever plays Lucas, did an amazing job in this episode. Probably his best performance, I have to say. Definitely, I love what he did in this episode. Because basically they have, like, this car wash, and him and Riley get into this huge fight. It was actually very funny, and it was kind of playful, honestly. They had a lot more chemistry in this episode than they did in episode 2. Episode 2 was just an off episode. This episode, they had a lot more chemistry, and a lot more going on with them, and I liked it a lot more in this episode than I did in the last episode, but we basically see that these two, they're trying, you know, she's trying to figure out what he's hiding from her, and he doesn't really want to tell her, and we see Zay is seeing how close they really are, and I like seeing that scene because he kind of feels apart from the group. And there's this great scene toward the end of the episode where basically, well, before we have this kid Yogi, who is really getting on my nerves, I have to say. They used him in a really weird way. If they're trying to make him a main character, I really hope they don't, because I don't really like his character. But Yogi basically asks, what's the secret of life? And that's kind of like the big thing about this episode. But basically, Zay actually gets into a fight with, like, this 20-year-old, and Lucas saves him, and Lucas asks him a very good question, which I like that he asked him, because he asked him, why do you keep getting into these fights? Why do you keep subjecting yourself to this? And Zay basically says that he likes Lucas by his side. Lucas has been by his side, and now he feels like he's not by his side anymore because he's with Riley and all of them, and now he kind of feels like he's just not really a part of that anymore. And I like that Lucas was trying to stop it, and I like that he said that he is a changed man, but Lucas is kind of starting to question himself is he really, you know, that changed man? Is he really, the same person. Is he really different than he used to be? And honestly, yeah, Lucas is different than he used to be because he has friends now that trust him and that he can, talk to and that he can, have a conversation with. It's very different for Lucas now. I thought that was very good that we saw in this episode. Definitely something I really enjoyed watching. And basically, at the end of this episode, we do see that the main message is that while you have secrets, basically the main message is that secrets will come out whenever you want to, when you least expect it, and you have to do whatever you can to see if you, should fix these secrets. And I thought that was a really good message overall. I love the end of the episode where Riley and Augie are talking about annoying Topanga and Corey. I thought that was really funny. We do get sort of a subplot because Topanga's really struggling with her job. She has a lot of time on her hands, which is understandable because, I mean, she's in a law firm and now she has Miss Zavorsky's bakery, which is a lot to do. So I like that we're seeing that. I think that's really funny that they're handling that. And so Augie is literally just like giving her things to be stressed about. I love the scene where he just randomly throws a temper tantrum for no reason. August Maturo he's stealing the show. He steals the show in every scene he's in. He's hilarious. Which I thought was really funny. But overall, I liked the message of this episode. I didn't really get the message here. I think the message was more of just secrets will come out when you want them to, and you have to be ready to prepare these secrets. But I thought this episode definitely deepened the character of Lucas better, and actually made me care a lot more about his character. And if they keep doing episodes like this, I think I'm going to like his character a lot more than I already did. Not that I didn't like Lucas' character. I'm on the majority that I didn't hate his character. Honestly, I like the way they portrayed him as Mr. Perfect, because he did seem kind of shady. He did seem like he was hiding some. I mean, think about it. He had nothing to do, ever. All his storylines were, like, with Riley and just in the class. He never really had his own thing. So I hope they keep giving him this kind of stuff because it really is furthering his character and is giving me more reason to care about his character, which I definitely like seeing. I thought that was very well done, and I definitely really enjoyed that. My only complaint is Zay. I understand Zay was there, but he was really annoying, I have to say. I really hope that he's not on the show anymore because legitimately he was annoying. He really was. Anything he said, I'm like, can we please get rid of this character? I didn't hate his character by any means. I just found him to be very, very annoying. And I understand that's the point of his character, but I'm just worried that they're going to bring him back, and if they do, just even when they're trying to give him these emotional scenes, I just felt like he was annoying. Honestly, he was. I also found it very funny when the guy, he's like, I did find it funny when he's like, are you going to be a high school dropout at 20? He's like, I am 20. I thought that was really funny when we saw that. But I honestly would want to see probably a flashback episode where we see, what happened with Lucas and who he became. I think it honestly would be kind of cool if we do see that, because it seems like this season they're definitely trying to delve deeper into the characters, which I really like seeing. I definitely can see it. I mean, they did it in the first episode with, just Miss Zavorsky in general. The second episode, they didn't really do it, but here they really did do it very well with Lucas, and I think they're definitely trying to get us to care more about Lucas. And I like that Michael Jacobs is listening to the fans because he is giving us stuff that is really good. That I like that I like that he is giving us this stuff with Lucas, something I'm definitely really enjoying. My only other thing in this episode, I wish there was some sort of a subplot. This episode wasn't boring, but they didn't really reveal as much about Lucas that I wanted to. I want to know more about him. And I like they didn't reveal a lot because there definitely is more story to tell. And I think definitely Lucas is going to be the Shawn Hunter of this show. Really, he is. He has a lot of story. Now, Maya, yes, she is definitely like Shawn, but he's a lot like Shawn in the sense that Shawn had a lot of backstory that we didn't find out till later seasons, and a lot of stuff that we did not know about, and then we found out gradually as the series went on. I feel like Lucas is going to be like that. Because Maya, we know pretty much everything we need to know about her. So now we need to focus more on Lucas's character. And I like that we're focusing more on him. And now we will focus on Farkle. And I think it's really good that they're doing that. They're not just having these characters there to be just these characters. And I thought that was really good that we saw that. Definitely I thought that was really good. And I hope they continue to use this device because it really worked very well in this episode. And I hope they do it again in other episodes. So overall, guys, a really solid episode. Zay was kind of annoying, but other than that, I really enjoyed this episode. I like they're trying to further the character of Lucas. Let me know what you guys saw this episode overall. I'm really enjoying the season, I have to say. I'm enjoying it a lot more than Season 1. I love Season 1, but this season is just so much different than Season 1. I love it. And they're still doing the meta stuff, which is great. They keep doing the meta stuff every episode, which is awesome. And I cannot wait for tomorrow night's episode, because finally Sean is back and we're gonna see Feeny back. It's gonna be awesome tomorrow. We're gonna get that time capsule. We're gonna get a lot of flashbacks to Boy Meets World, it looks like. I can't wait for tomorrow night's episode. It's probably gonna be the best of the 4. I just know it's gonna be. It definitely is gonna be a lot like the reunion episode. I don't know if Angela's episode is tomorrow night. I know we're seeing Angela again. I know Angela's popping up this season somehow. So I don't know when, but I know she's coming back, and I'm looking forward to that a lot. But let me know what you guys saw this episode. I'll see you guys in my next video, which will be for another classic movie review. So I will see you guys for that. Okay, bye.